Namaskara. Welcome to this session on Bhasha Pravesha Level 1. Okay, so how do you introduce yourself? Generally, we'll ask what is your name, and the answer would be like my name is Ashok or my name is so and so. Right, I think we have already done few exercises before this session. You already know the answers, but let me also cover as part of this session. So, what is your name? Generally, we'll try to take individual words like what and your and name, and we'll try to fill with the equivalent Sanskrit words. Okay, maybe we can just start with Bhavatah Nama Kim. So that's the way you ask anybody what is your name. Bhavatah Nama Kim. Okay, and the Bhavatah means your, and Nama means name, and Kim means what. Okay, just what is your name? Like you will be just asking Bhavatah Nama Kim. But of course, there is a sequence change in the words. It's not like as same as English, like it's not like a Kim Bhavatah Nama, but the way we speak or where we ask is Bhavatah Nama Kim. Okay, but it doesn't mean that this is the sequence we need to use always. No, we can ask in any sequence in Sanskrit. So any sentence if you take in Sanskrit, you can actually swap or you can resequence the words in the way you want. It's not always the particular sequence, like it's not like always Bhavatah Nama Kim. You can also ask Bhavatah Kim Nama, Kim Bhavatah Nama. So you can ask in multiple combinations and all means the same. Okay, and one more thing is when it comes to your, the Bhavatah, that has some gender. So Bhavatah means your, and it is only for masculine. Okay, and the feminine version of the Bhavatah is Bhavatyaha. So Bhavatah Nama Kim, it is if you are asking to any man or a man or boy or masculine person, you can ask Bhavatah Nama Kim. If you are asking any female, you can ask Bhavatyaha Nama Kim. Okay, but of course the order of the words doesn't matter here, but there are still certain places the order of the words really matter, but we will not worry about them. Let's at this level we'll take you can frame the sentence in any order. Okay, I think this is the very first simple thing. What is your name? Bhavatah Nama Kim for male and Bhavatyaha Nama Kim for female. Simple. And next is my name is Ashok. I need to answer the question with my name. Right, so all we do is instead of Bhavataha Bhavatyaha, that means your, I am going to replace that with my, that means Mama Nama Ashokaha. So Mama Nama Ashokaha, Bhavataha Nama Kim, Mama Nama Ashokaha. Okay, and again the same, the order of the words can go in any way, like Ashokaha Mama Nama, Mama Ashokaha Nama. So you can actually say the whatever the way you want, but there is subtle difference between the when you reorder the words. But let's not worry about all of them. It all means the same for now. Okay, so and Mama means my, and Nama means name, and Ashoka is just the value or the actual name of the person. Okay, I think this is very simple. And how do you introduce? This is the way you introduce. Okay, and my request here is when you ask any questions on these sessions, please introduce yourself like Mama Nama so and so, then you can ask your question. Okay, and this is a summary. Bhavataha Nama Kim, Mama Nama Ramaha, Bhavatyaha Nama Kim, Mama Nama Sita. Okay, and I would suggest you don't write and practice, instead you speak and practice. Okay, writing, but mostly in most of other courses you might have heard that you have to write, or writing once is telling 10 times, but when it comes to the language like Sanskrit, you tell it many times, so that way you'll get more fluency on the language. Okay, keep repeatedly keep telling the same thing, like Bhavataha Nama Kim, Bhavatyaha Nama Kim. You can even use with your family members if you know. Okay, I think that's about the introduce yourself. So with that, let's move on to the next topic. Okay, already we have learned a few Sanskrit words, right? Bhavataha, Bhavatyaha, Mama, Nama, and Kim. Okay, we have learned few words. We'll also try to learn few more words. Okay, so this is not the I'm going to list few words, but this just to understand how the words in Sanskrit would look like. Okay, it's not to say the meaning of the words, it's more about the pattern of the words, or maybe to understand how the Sanskrit word would look like for a beginner. Okay, so generally the words for masculine names, right? It may be a Ram or Krishna or Ashoka, it may be anything. Generally they end with a visarga. Okay, so here Mama Nama Ashoka. I think that's a visarga we generally add to make it a Sanskrit version. It's not a Sanskrit version. That's the way we actually tell our names. It doesn't mean that we are changing our name itself, but that's the way we actually express the name. Okay, there are few names we'll see like that. Ramaha, Ashokaha, Krishnaha, Arjunaha, Bhimaha. I think we might have seen these names in different ways in other languages. Some say Rama, some say Ram, some say different ways, right? But in Sanskrit, this is the way we actually say Ramaha, Ashokaha, Krishnaha, Arjunaha, Bhimaha. Okay, all ends with Visarga. The Visarga means the two dots at the end of the word, and the pronunciation of that Visarga generally will be a repeated pronunciation of the previous vowel. So when I say Rama, it actually ends with a vowel. The same will be repeated with ha. So Ramaha, Ashokaha, Krishnaha, Arjunaha, Bhimaha. Okay, and similarly for all the feminine names, if you take like a Sita, Gauri, Mala, Draupadi, Saraswati. So all the feminine words generally end with the longer vowel. Okay, always it is Sita, Gauri, Mala, Draupadi, Saraswati. So always it's a longer vowel at the end. Okay, and this is the way we actually say all the names, and all other words. Actually, if you see any other words, they would look like this. Actually, Pustakam, it means book. Pushpam, it means flower. Phalam, it means fruit. Jalam, it means water. Netram, it means eye. Okay, Pustakam, Pushpam, Phalam, Jalam, Netram. These are any objects which you see around you. So they are generally end with im at the end. Like Pustakam, Pushpam, Phalam, Jalam, Netram, and all. Okay. I think this is the way we see all the Sanskrit words. But one important thing here is when we learn any new word in Sanskrit, it's very important to know the gender of that word. Okay, so gender of the word, yes, you have heard it right. It's the gender of the word. It's not gender of the object which the word is pointing to. Okay, it's very important. The word gender is the gender of the word. It's not the gender of the object which it points to. Okay, for example, all this generally all the names, right? Rama or Ashoka, Krishna, generally it would be like regular, like it's all masculine masculine words, and Sita, Gauri, Mala, Draupadi, they're all actually the feminine words, and Pustakam, Pushpam, Phalam, Jalam, Netram, they're all the neuter words. Okay, let's so far we are good. Just to understand the gender part of the words, we'll try to see few more words in the list. The first is Margaha. It means road or path. Ghati, it means the clock. Vayuhu, it means air. Mitram, it means a friend. Vatika, it means the garden. Okay, so far what we have said, Pustakam, Pushpam, Phalam, Jalam, Netram, all ends with am. So they are all these objects. But if you see the word like Margaha, it actually resembles some part of it as a Ramaha, like it has a Visarga and it has A and Visarga at the end. And similarly, Ghati, if you take, it has a Dirgha Ikara at the end. Ghati, it's a long vowel at the end. So it resembles a feminine word. And similarly, if you take Vayuhu, it actually has a visarga at the end. Okay, it actually resembles some masculine words, right? And mitram, it actually, though it is a friend, the friend may be a male or female, but the word mitram, it actually ends with so it resembles some the words like pustakam or pushpam. And similarly vatika, this is again a long vowel at the end. This resembles something like a feminine word. So when you categorize the words as masculine, feminine, or neuter, this is the way it goes. So all the names like Rama, Ashoka, Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, they are all masculine words, and Sita, Gauri, Mala, Draupadi, Saraswati, they are all the feminine words, and Pustakam, Pushpam, Phalam, Jalam, Netram, they are all neuter words. But when it comes to words like Marga, it actually it has a visarga at the end. It resembles the masculine form. So the word, it's a masculine word actually. Okay, this is very important actually. So in other languages, you might have seen that you might use it is road actually, right? Or it is road or that is road. We use it or that. That's because the road is a neuter. It's just an object. It's a non-living object, right? But when it comes to the Sanskrit, the marga, marga, the word, the gender of the word marga is masculine word. It's a masculine, it's a gender. So here, so it goes like a marga. So we will in Sanskrit we'll be saying something like he is marga, or he is. We actually use kind of he, but in other languages we may use it or that. Well, that's a difference. And similarly, gati, it resembles a feminine word pattern. So we use a feminine. We actually stamp it as feminine. And vayuhu is again a masculine. Mitram is a neuter, and vatika is a feminine word. So we are not actually saying the object, the mitram. For example, if you take a word mitram, we are not seeing the gender of the mitram. Actually, the friend. If you take the meaning of the word, the friend, if friend may be a male or female, not a neuter, right? So we will not say like a male or female, but the word mitra is a neuter word. Okay, it doesn't matter the friend is a male or female, but mitra word is neuter, and all the grammar concepts. If you use mitra word, all the grammar concepts you should apply all the neuter grammar concepts there for the word mitra. And similarly for marga, though it is just a non-living object, but still it is a masculine word in Sanskrit. So you should actually use all the masculine grammatical rules for that if you use marga word. Okay, that's as simple as that. But how do you differentiate the gender? Basically by seeing the pattern. If it has some kind of a visarga, you can actually predict it as a masculine word. If it has some longer vowel at the end, you can actually categorize it as a feminine. And if it ends with you can actually categorize them as a neuter. But this is very high level, and this rule works for almost 80% or 70 to 80% of the words. But still there are exceptions. So basically whatever concepts we discuss in Sanskrit, for all of them we might see for most of them we might see the exceptions. The same goes for here as well. There are some again words like matihi. Though the matihi ends with visarga, but still it is a feminine word. It's not a masculine word just because it ends with the visarga. But how do you know what is the gender of the word? The only way to go is to look up into the dictionary. So as a beginner, you have to look up the dictionary more frequently to improve your knowledge. And in Sanskrit, the masculine is actually called as Pumlingam, feminine is called as Strilingam, and neuter is called as Napumsakalingam. And we'll get this information only from dictionary or from the usages. If you see some usages, you can actually get what gender it is. So again, it's very important. The gender is not the object of the gender of the object. It is gender of the word itself. It doesn't matter what that word points to or what is the meaning of the word. We don't worry. It all matters is what's the gender of that word. Okay, that is important, and let's move on. So when you say the dictionaries, I think you can see primarily you can use these two dictionaries, the learnsanskrit.cc. I think this previously it was known as spokensanskrit.de or spokensanskrit.org. I think now they have changed it to learnsanskrit.cc. So if you just type any word, you can actually get a bunch of Sanskrit words for the meaning for the word road. So for example, here what we have used is marga. Okay, this is the way you can actually identify you can learn the words, and you'll also see the gender information like M for masculine, F for feminine, and N for neuter. Okay, this is a very simple dictionary. You can easily find the words, and in case if you want to know more about a particular word, you can also use another dictionary from Sanskrit Today, kosha.sanskrit.today, and you can here also you can type road. And actually kosha.sanskrit.today would actually aggregate dictionary entries from multiple dictionaries. Almost 30 dictionaries are included in this. So you can see Baruha dictionary. So you can say Margaha is the road. And the advantage of this is it also gives actual with Visarga. Okay, and you can also see from Spoken Sanskrit dictionary, and you can also see the same meanings from Monier-Williams dictionary. So basically, if you are familiar, if you want to look up in multiple dictionaries, you can actually use Kosha Sanskrit.today. But it might be a little difficult sometimes as a beginner, but Learn Sanskrit.cc is little easier to look up for beginners. Okay, that's about the dictionaries actually. Okay, so I think we are almost 7:30. That's pretty much we wanted to have today, with some closing notes like a summary of today's session. So we have just seen what is your name, Bhavataha Nama Kim for masculine, Bhavatyaha Nama Kim for feminine, and my name is Ashok, Mama Nama Ashokaha. And similarly, the very important thing is the gender of the word is very specific to the words, not specific to the object. At the same time, the gender is not based on the living or non-living objects. Okay, it doesn't mean what object, whether it's a living or non-living or a masculine object or a feminine object, we don't mind. It all matters is what's the gender of the word. Okay, and refer the dictionary to learn the words and their gender information. And this is what we have seen, and tomorrow we'll continue on the remaining topics of the course. Okay, I think that's all. If there are any questions, any further questions, you can reach out to me on the forum, or you can even reach out to me on the Telegram group. Yeah, thank you all for taking part on the first session. Let us continue on the same from tomorrow as well. Yeah, thank you and Dhanyavadaha.